U.S. Army men, just casually seated around a table. And then there's one on horseback, jumping over the table. It's 1924. The first ever elephant in Bulgaria, named Nal, was intended for the Sofia Zoo. It was used as cattle here. Louis, Bud, and Temple Abernathy, 13 and 9 years old, with their Indian motorcycle after riding from Oklahoma to New York City in 1913. The first American aircraft carrier was converted from a coal cargo ship. It was the USS Langley, and it was 1928. A police officer is judging an ankle competition in London in 1930. "19-year-old Shigeki Tanaka was a survivor of the atomic bombing of Hiroshima, and he then went on to win the 1951 Boston Marathon." The crowd was silent. Long ago, Santa Claus would gather up naughty children, toss them in his basket, and whisk them away to the North Pole to serve as his slaves. That's where the legend of Santa's elves came from. All right, let's see. We've got a college dorm room from 1910 at the University of Illinois. (1965). Scientist Ralph Mosher shows off his human augmentation research. There are hammocks tied to subway tracks. People are sheltering during the Blitz in London in the 1940s. Cats Blackie and Brownie are catching squirts of milk during milking at Arch Battercher's dairy farm in Fresno, California in 1954. Exercises at the Sint Willebroordus Mental Hospital, Netherlands, by Henk Blanzjaar on February 14, 1956. LaSalle Street and Amsterdam Avenue in Harlem, 1946. Albert Einstein at age 5 in Munich, 1884. Boy Scouts are raising their hats on sticks to cheer for the king. The Duke of Connaught requested this during the First World War, happening on the home front. U.S. Navy Bureau of Ordnance officials are inspecting a Mark 14 torpedo in 1943. National interest. (1920), 3-year-old Queen, or rather Princess Elizabeth II at King's Cross Station. A couple on a Malvern Star abreast tandem bicycle in New South Wales, Australia. It's the 1930s. A nurse is showing a newspaper headline about the polio vaccine to a man. He's on a chest respirator because of polio. This happened in 1955. A harness maker poses with his tools of his trade, and there's a bridle in the background. This was in 1852. Organizers try to force Catherine Switzer out of the Boston Marathon, but she perseveres to become the first woman to officially finish the race. 1967. The photo shows New York from the sky. Marie McKenna and Marjorie Ramsey are showing off beach fashion in Southport, 1938. There's a school bus in Maine, United States from 1930. The first selfie in the history of Iran was taken by Nassereddin Shah with his concubines in 1854. The smallest shop in London, occupied by a cobbler, is at 4 Bateman Street, Soho. The shop is 6 feet long, 5 feet high, and 2 feet deep. The rent is £3 a week, and it's been occupied for over 20 years. Around 1910. This is what a real deal, true-to-life muffin man looked like in 1930s London. A team of cyclists trained together on a tandem bicycle for an upcoming competition. This happened in Lille, France, in 1897. A Japanese nurse is dressed in black. It's during the Russo-Japanese War in 1905. The 166-year-old Galloway cabin, which was originally built in 1799 near the Little Miami River, was moved to where it is now by the Greene County Historical Society. This was in Xenia, Ohio, in October of 1965. American athlete Jesse Owens poses in London after his historic victory. He won 4 gold medals at the 1936 Berlin Olympics. This happened in London in 1936. Scientists are studying the phases of the moon during preparations for an American manned mission in 1962. An abandoned boy holding a stuffed toy animal. London, 1945. National Hot Dog Month in Chicago, 1960. There's a muss at headquarters, Civil War, 1863. Muhammad Ali tried to reunite the Beatles in 1970, using his influence and the help of savvy promoters to bring the legendary band back together. 1970. "17-year-old Bianca Passarge from Hamburg dances on wine bottles in a cat costume." 1958. Ella Williams, born 1865, also known by her stage name, Madame Aboma, was an American performer. She was a woman of extraordinary height and strength who became an international celebrity in the late 1800s. A group photo from 1927 shows some of the greatest scientific minds in history. It includes Einstein, Curie, Planck, Schrödinger, and Bohr, all gathered for the Solvay Conference. The location was Brussels in 1927. The French public gets its first taste of Coca-Cola as the iconic beverage makes its debut. France, 1950. We're looking at a view of plaza buildings over a park lake in New York City. This was in January 1933. Santa Claus School, Albion, New York, 1961. Claude Monet, the iconic French Impressionist painter, is seen with a visitor on a bridge in his beautiful Giverny garden in 1922. Alice Doherty, photographed as a teenager with her family in the early 1900s. Children smile out a window as donated Christmas presents are delivered to their home. Detroit, 1932. From 1925 through 1927, the Rudge Whitworth Company introduced a line of touring accessories that have never been equaled by any other motorcycle manufacturer. A man and some dogs are on a railcart trip from Shelton to Nome in 1912. "3,000 men who helped build the Chase Manhattan Bank in New York City pose for a photo near the end of the construction work, August 19, 1964. Remember that photo of the construction workers having lunch on an unfinished New York skyscraper? Well, here's the photographer, Charles Ebbets, 1932. So, this is about ashtrays and coin-operated televisions at the Los Angeles Greyhound bus terminal in 1969. Doctors Lieberman and Osborne established one of the pioneering departments dedicated to IVF, marking a milestone in reproductive medicine, 1980. May 1939. There are school students in typing class. It's Ashwood Plantations, South Carolina. This was a medium format negative by Marion Post Wolcott. A girl with smallpox has many ulcers all over her body in 1902. Survivors of the Buchenwald concentration camp, many severely malnourished, lie in their bunks 5 days after liberation by United States troops of the 80th Division on April 16, 1945. Outdoor water treatments around 1950. A mother with her 8 sons, all of them served in World War II, and every single one came home. In 1954, the traveler could install a relief bunk in his car, an aluminum cot that extends above the seats from front to rear. Wally Kilminster is enjoying a foam bath with his dog in the dressing rooms at Wembley Stadium in 1934. Around 100 people participated in a lottery to divide a 12-acre plot of sand dunes. This land would later become the city of Tel Aviv in 1909. Downtown Sacramento bustles with activity, offering a glimpse into late 19th century urban life. Sacramento, California, 1890. All right, so they're doing some drills at a maternity hospital, just in case there's a gas attack. This was during 1941, and it was Germany they were worried about. Secretaries, housewives, waitresses, women from all over Central Florida are getting into vocational schools to learn war work, 1942. Babe Ruth is pretending to roll over Lou Archer in 1927. Good evening, gentlemen, and welcome aboard. We're expecting a smooth flight tonight. Dinner will be served in about an hour. We have a choice of roast beef or baked chicken. Please let me know your preference. We'll also be offering drinks. If there's anything you need, just press the call button. The robot doctor device checks your health by measuring height, weight, and pulse. It's a really early look at automated medical checks. This was in 1936. An Australian crew operates a QF 13-pounder 600-weight anti-aircraft gun during World War I. This image is from 1919. Alcohol found by prohibition agents during a raid on an illegal distillery is pouring out the windows of a storefront in Detroit, 1929. This is about a U.S. Navy L-8 blimp. It kept flying even after its crew vanished, and this happened in 1942. A boy stands between two mounted lobsters. They were caught off the New Jersey coast back in 1916. Tribal Representative George Gillette is crying as 154,000 acres of land is signed away for a new dam in North Dakota in 1948. Audrey Hepburn wore Dior for Harper's Bazaar's September issue in Paris, 1959. There are 5 seemingly close Union comrades. This is from the Civil War. The German Schienen Zeppelin hits a maximum speed of 120 miles per hour, or 230 kilometers per hour, in 1934. Social distancing from 1953. A child with measles sits and eats alone during a coronation party in Chelsea, England. Charlie Chaplin at the age of 27, 1916. The text describes a bearded lady and a boy around 1865. Workers are putting together cameras at the Rolleiflex factory in Germany. This was captured by Walter Sanders, and it reflects post-war industrial efforts. Germany, 1949. The Cleveland Spiders team poses in 1890, capturing the spirit of early professional baseball. Cleveland, 1890. September 12, 1958. Children work in a large private bean pickers camp near West Staten, Oregon, where workers from various states, including Oklahoma and North Dakota, gather for the harvest. Marion County, Oregon, 1939. Imagine taking your Walkman to the beach in 1923. Topsy the elephant was electrocuted with 6,600 volts on January 4, 1903. This happened at the construction site of Luna Park, Coney Island, as a publicity event for the park's upcoming opening. Helen Mirren, who was 20 years old at the time, in a production of Cleopatra at the Old Vic in London, 1965. Workers are demonstrating the body strength of the Audi 920 in 1938.